What's up, fam? It's RJ Young. If this is your first time here, remember to hit that like and subscribe button because I talk about OU football every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Here we go. So check it. First thing I want to talk about is Georgia, because Georgia is trash, man. And I don't mean that in the usual way. You know, like I'm talking noise, like I'm talking trash, but they're trash because, look, 11 days after Georgia wins the SEC championship, you've had your third arrest. 3 dudes handcuffed, taken to jail. What is that? Seriously. Like, what we got to do to keep these kids straight? Like, play more Madden, man. Like, seriously, idle hands, Devil's Playground, you know the gist. But today, a dude by the name of Latavius Brini was arrested today. Get this, for forgery. For forgery. And I had to look at what that was, because I thought maybe he was, kiting checks or something. No, my man wasn't kiting checks. My man passed off a counterfeit $100 bill to a pet store in July, took $92 back in change, and then here they are now hitting my man with the arrest. Now that kind of feels like y'all waited just a while. But man, check this nut out. Like, nut meaning nut graph. It's a journalism term. Defensive back Latavius Brini was taken into custody Tuesday evening by the Clark County Sheriff's Office. He was released on bail, $5,700 bail. My goodness. Media outlets report that Brini's arrest stems from a July incident in which the counterfeit bill was used to make an $8 purchase at a pet supply store, with the suspect receiving $92 in cash in return. Police say the store realized later that the bank dropped that the $100 bill was fake. So, like, for real, why, man? I mean, this dude's a freshman. He doesn't play much. He was gonna redshirt, but now he might not be on the squad. Why? Because he passed off a counterfeit $100 bill to a pet store so he could get $92. Seriously? Your college football career is worth $92? Ask yourself that question. That's where we're at right now. Your college football career is on the line for $92. For real? It's worth it? That's what it's worth to you? Man, come on, man. Just pick up the sticks. Go hit Live. Go hit, I don't know, Destiny. Go hit World of Warcraft. Just stay out of trouble, fam. And everybody just stay in trouble. Look, and this is the thing, right? This is the third arrest. Like I mentioned before, it's the third arrest. These 2 dudes, they got arrested hours after winning the SEC championship. They got arrested hours after. Check it out. One of them is starting middle linebacker Natrez Patrick. This ain't his first run-in with the law. He's been arrested before on marijuana charges before, but he was arrested with Jason Stanley, who is a wide receiver who doesn't play, with marijuana. I mean, look, I'm gonna read you the nut graph again. So Stanley was driving a car that was pulled over for speeding at 11:50 p.m. on Saturday in Winder. Patrick was in the passenger seat. Stanley was arrested on charges of DUI, speeding, and possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana. Less than 1 ounce. Less than 1 ounce. So you didn't even really have a bag. You just had less than 1 ounce. Patrick was arrested on charges of possessing less than 1 ounce of marijuana. Both players started the SEC championship game. Like, come on, man. Like, that's... All right. So both of these dudes go to jail after, check this out, a search of the car revealed a small amount of marijuana in the passenger seat, as well as a burnt marijuana joint inside a juice bottle in the passenger side floorboard, and a small Ziploc bag with what appeared to be marijuana shake. Now, shake is not, like a nutritional shake, like a protein shake. Shake is like leftover cannabis after you smoke to stay woke, fam. A further search found large marijuana bag on the floor behind the driver's seat. I just think it's crazy. Like, however you feel about weed, right? Y'all call it pot, I call it weed. Cops call it marijuana. However you feel about it, why would you jeopardize your college football career over less than 1 ounce? All right? Number one. Number 2, it's illegal in Georgia. It's illegal, man. It's illegal, and it's against your student conduct code. You know what I mean? And this is the other thing that really gets me, is that Natrez Patrick, this ain't his first run-in with the law. Patrick's first arrest came 2 years ago as a freshman. He was arrested with then teammate Chauncey Rivers, who was later dismissed after a third arrest. Patrick's second arrest came this season, leading to a 4-game suspension. So, this is another thing, and this has a bearing on the Rose Bowl itself. Natrez Patrick is Georgia's starting middle linebacker. I know that there's a lot of OU fans that aren't versed in Georgia's defense, and I've been doing that work on your behalf. So I'm going to tell you that Natrez Patrick is starting middle linebacker, and Roquan Smith plays the weak side linebacker, the Caleb Kelly position for Georgia's defense. But check it out. This is Patrick's third arrest. So by definition, by their own standards, right? By their own standards, Natrez Patrick should be dismissed from the team. He shouldn't be on the team. Like, he should not only not be on the team, there should be no talk of him playing in the Rose Bowl whatsoever. So that's your starting middle linebacker. That is the quarterback of your defense, who got a third arrest hours after winning a conference championship for less than an ounce. You already got 2 strikes, fam. What you picking up a third one for? Like, as a coach, I would be livid. I'd be livid. I'd Kirby Smart taking his visor, throwing it on the floor, stomping on it 3-4 times. Like, I can't get with that, man. Like, be cool. You know, be cool. Stay cool. I know school is out. I know that finals are over. I know that all y'all got to do is practice and play Madden, but practice and play Madden and eat. Why does it have to be more difficult than that? You know? I mean, all right. So the other thing about this is that I got Georgia fans in my Twitter mentions and in the YouTube comments talking about Rodney Anderson. First of all, you can't compare any of these 3 dudes to Rodney Anderson for this one primary reason. Rodney Anderson hasn't been arrested for squat. All right? He hasn't been arrested for anything. You got 3 players who've been handcuffed and taken to jail. You know, so it's not even a 1-to-1. You lose this one, Georgia. And not only do you lose this one, you probably use your starting middle linebacker. And that's not a small thing. These other 2 dudes, one of them was going to redshirt, one of them didn't play. So, I mean, that's not a loss. But Natrez Patrick started 7 games this year. You know, got 35 tackles. My man is playing Mike linebacker. That's not a small thing at Georgia, especially with the way they run defense. But here's another thing. When I'm watching the film, the other guy that jumps off for me is actually a walk-on. His name is Aaron Davis. He's number 35. He plays that nickel safety spot for them when they face air raids or shotgun offense, which they will face when they play OU. And he didn't play against Auburn. And I can't figure out why. You know, I'm going to keep digging about it, but why wouldn't, I mean, that was the guy that I was most afraid of. Forget Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith going to get rolled up by Orlando Brown trying to blitz off the end. It ain't going to happen, you know? So that's that. But this Aaron Davis character not playing against Auburn, I don't know what that's about. You know, because that was your best nickel safety. I mean, that man could fly to the football. I was going to talk about him all day tomorrow in my defensive scheme video. But I don't think I got to do that anymore, you know, for a number of reasons. Number one, you're going to have to shuffle all kinds of pieces because of this Natrez Patrick stuff, you know, because you can't keep your players out of trouble. You can't keep your players out of trouble, you know. And we're going to get back into Georgia's defense, and we're going to get into a little recruiting a little later on. I'm going to tell you why not only am I not afraid of Georgia's defense anymore, I expect OU to eat, fam. I expect us to drop 45. I just do. You know, and I'm going to tell you why. But first, we need to do roll call. I see folks in the chat. So if you're in the chat, say what's up. I'm going to call you out, and we'll get back into the segment. So who's in here? I see David Johnson's in here. Trapper's in here. Saying half 100. I like it. Who else is in here? Foolish Demon's in here. Unimitsu's in here. Eric Free's in here. Brian, what's up? Flame, what's good? Dread, what's good? Clay, what's good? Nick, Terry! What's up, Laura? What's up, Pony? What's up, Gabriel? What's up, Doc? I like it. Who else in? James is in here. Lloyd's in here. Nancy's in here. Al's in here. Cody's in here. Robert's in here. Uncle! What's good, Uncle? John's in here. Abe's in here. Coffee's in here. I like it. Burn! What's good, Burn? Mike is in here. David's in here. David, what's up? Kelly! What's up? Who else is in here? I saw JSL Carpentry in here. What's good? Kirk's in here. Jacob's in here. Jackson's in here. Silas. What's good? J-Word. Doom. Doom in the house. Sydney. Sydney. What's good, Sydney? Bryce. What's good? CD. What's up? Who else is in here? Let me see. John Burkett. What's good? Tammy. What's good? Khalid. What's good? Braden. What's good? Kyle. I like it. Jay, what's good? Tommy, what's good? I saw Laura was in it. Landon, what's up? I saw Dread in here. That's what's up. Shay, what's up? Boomer Sooner. I like it. All day, baby. All day with the Boomer Sooner. You know? So, I want to get into Georgia's defense right quick. I've been talking about it a lot. I've been talking about it a lot. All right? But I need to talk about it some more. Because Georgia has this thing where all they want to do is run 4-3 scheme against everybody that they play. And the way that they recruit is to match up against the Alabamas of the world, against the pro-style offenses of the world. They don't see much air raid. I mean, their only taste of the air raid was Missouri, you know. I know that Notre Dame kind of sort of runs a kind of a air raid sort of thing, but they're really a running team. That's what they are. Josh Adams, he runs it with them. But Missouri and Josh Heupel gave them a little piece, little taste, but Missouri ain't good. You know, they're not good at running it. They hadn't had Heupel long enough to be good at running it. And as much as I like Drew Lock, and I do like Drew Lock because he was once getting looks to come to play at OU. John IBN, what's good? I see that DAWG. So what I got frustrated about was Georgia fans in the comments of Monday's video where I was trolling Georgia fans. If you've been around me long enough, you know that I like jokes, I like Easter eggs, I like, rewarding people who keep coming back to the videos every day about what's going on and talking about that thing that we don't talk about. And then last night, a video I had in the can for a while didn't have that thing that we don't talk about on it. And people was like, I was going to come through, it hurts you, man. No, it's there. It's there. Anyway, so Georgia fans talk about Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith doesn't scare me. He's good. He's good. He can tackle. He can tackle. We know this. He can tackle, but he has to make all the tackles. You know who scares me on Georgia's side of the ball is that defensive line. All right? That defensive line is some monsters. I mean, I got giddy just watching them because I want those kind of defensive linemen over at OU. They got great feet. They run lots of stunts and twists. They like to get around in. They like to confuse the offensive line. But, I mean, they're not set up to run. They've never seen tempo. You know, I mean, they saw a little bit with Missouri, but they never really seen tempo. Okay, they got big, strong, not really fast corners and safeties. And they run this kind of technique that's kind of like a matchup zone. All right, so like they trade off receivers and they trade off tailbacks when they come through. But the air raid is specifically designed to beat those kinds of defenses. Like, that's why how Mummy and Mike Leach started running in the first place. Is because you confuse defenses and you overload them with too many receivers, so somebody's always open. All right? Somebody is always open. That is the goal of the air raid. It's not to make long bombs. It's not to throw the ball around the yard. It's always to have somebody open. It's throwing into patches of grass. It doesn't matter if you're running zone. If you're running man, you're going to get destroyed because, well, crossing routes. But if you're running zone, you can't. There's going to be gaps in your zone. And when Kirby Smart is going to have them running this kind of matchup zone, it's not doing them any favors against an air raid like OU, especially when you got a quarterback as accurate as the 6'0" Savage, Baker Mayfield. He's waiting on you. He's baiting you into throws. Look, here's the thing. Against Auburn, when Auburn dropped 40 on Georgia, the way that they beat them was running play action pass and RPOs, run pass options, right? Putting the ball in Jarrett Stidham's hands and saying, son, make a decision, make a play. Either hand it to this back who is the best in the SEC for my money, or pull it and throw it. But because Georgia's so aggressive and they're so over-aggressive, I'll do that, Laura, because they're so over-aggressive. They just go to the play-action fake every time, and they don't get penalized for it because they're so fast, all right? Not against OU, because, I mean, I don't know if y'all been watching Lincoln Riley, but I've been watching Lincoln Riley, and he loves to trick people. Like, against TCU, when they went in I formation big, and everybody else is going, what? I formation? Is it 2001? And then snuck it. Like, I love that. That's classic Lincoln Riley. He loved pulling that stuff out of his wazoo, just throwing it out there. I love it so much. And Georgia's going to get a lot of that because they're too aggressive. They're too aggressive. They just can't do it. I can't wait. I can't wait for this game because it's going to be so much fun to watch these. Oh, James with the super chat. That's what's up, Phil. Thank you. Man, you see, speaking of which, I'm thinking about doing live shows maybe like all of next week. Mostly because, well, I'm out of school. So school is over. So I got more time. If y'all want more live shows. If you don't want more live shows, let me know in the chat, in the comments, because that helps me out, because I want to give y'all what y'all got. Nobody got, we don't talk about it, Jesse. We don't talk about that. Sorry. Somebody can clue you in, you know. But I'm so excited about this Rose Bowl game because, I mean, Georgia fans just talking noise. I mean, you saw them in the comments on Monday. They coming out of the woodwork to talk about Roquan Smith and can't even spell his name right. Spelling his name Rouge. Like, Rouge is going to mess y'all up. Nah, man, Rouge is on your face. And unless y'all running the Moulin Rouge defense, you better pipe down with all of that. You know what I mean? Just Rouge. I mean, look, one of the things I love about the folks who like these videos, who show up all the time to watch them, man, y'all know how to spell. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal to y'all, but I'm trying to get a PhD in English, and that warms my heart. Y'all spell, y'all use correct punctuation. Just makes me feel good. Anyway, when Rouge, you know, it was like you need to move that G if you're going to keep dropping that. You know what I mean? I was having a ball. And they keep talking about what Roquan Smith is going to do to Baker. Look here. Even if I was worried about Roquan Smith doing something to Baker Mayfield, even if I was worried about it, you got to get through this. You got to get through Zeus. You got to get through Zeus on the left side. All right? You got to get through Bobby Evans on the right side. You got to get through Eric Glenn in the middle. Not to mention Drew Samia and Ben Powers have been some animals this year. Like, I'm so excited about this. We just going to roll people up. We're going to roll people up. Man, let me see. We got, I know people have been dropping questions. I haven't been ignoring them. I just been trying to get through these points. Trying to make it a better show. So if you got questions, drop them. Can you say pancake? Yes, Nancy. I can. Lots of pancakes. You know, that's the only offensive lineman stat there is. Bama or Clemson? Yes. Nah, for real. I think it's gonna be Clemson. You know, I really do. Oh, Bill, appreciate that, fam. What? Just man, y'all over here just donating and stuff. Oh, I mean to tell you. Speaking of donations, there's some folks who are getting some shirts in the mail. They're patrons on Patreon, the people that drop stuff in the super chat, because, well, y'all make me feel good, and I want to try to give you back something, you know, all the time. So, like, this shirt right here came in the mail for me today. So that it's there. It's in the description if you want it. Let me see. James Conley says I'm not concerned with UGA at all. Yeah, first time watcher. Hey, Bill, first time. That's what's up. That's what's up. Can you do more live streams next week? Yeah, I plan to. Seen this movie before last year versus Auburn. Yeah, let me see. What else? What we got questions? Let me see. Mike Stoops is in the chat, y'all. Check Mike Stoops in the chat. Hey, Mike, go fire yourself. Let me see. I watched. Let me see. What's Barnes say? I watched second Puppies versus Auburn game twice now. Had to take no dose. The Puppy defense gets faked out easily with Riley's offense. They'll be crying, mommy. Yeah, that's kind of my point. You know, because they're so over the top. They're so over the top. What's my plans for Christmas? Watch The Grinch. You know? Nah, I got something in store for you on Christmas. You know, I might drop a video. Political intrigue quotes Act 2 of Hamlet. Wow. I like that, Cole. All right, so I also wanted to get into a little recruiting since we're here. Because early signing period is around the corner. If you don't know what early signing period is, I'm going to give you a little primer real quick. This is the first time the early signing period has been a thing. All right. So last May, I believe it was, the Collegiate Commissioners Association approved a measure allowing high school seniors to sign national letter of intent during a 72-hour early signing period beginning on December 20th. So guys like Tulsa Union High School Products, Patrick Fields, and Jordan Kelly are planning to sign their letters of intent early. because, you know, if you're committed, the idea behind this is if you're committed and you want to go, you should be allowed to go, especially with kids who are already enrolling early anyway. You know, it also, nothing screws up a family of a recruit, and for that matter, a roster, than kids having their offers pulled at the last minute, than kids flipping commitments, like with some kind of drama with 3 days before, 2 days before, the day of, when coaches have been counting on this kid to come in, or kids have been counting on that offer that all of a sudden, you know, like Tennessee did a few years ago, start pulling commits from kids because you oversigned. You took too many commitments because you have no feelings about 18-year-old children who really just wanted to go play football for you, you know? So I think it's a good thing. But that said, one of the reasons I love it is because you get to count 2 months early, right? Who is going to be in an OU jersey. So like Bray Walker, who is the #1 recruit on OU's commitment list, is signing on December 20th at Westmore. That's a big time get for us. Like, I mean, that kind of set the tone. I mean, 6'6", 320. He's the heir apparent to Zeus. I mean, I've seen film of this kid. I love watching him. I like his feet. I like his hands. And Bill Bedenbaugh gets a hold of him. It's a wrap, fam. I mean, all Bill Bedenbaugh does is go find these kids with raw talent like Zeus, who was a 3-star athlete and wasn't really that great a football player, and make them into Outland Trophy winners. So I'm excited about it. Kelly and Lane actually asked me to talk about Bookie on the show today, and I wanted to come through on that. So if you don't know Bookie, Bookie is Brendan Radley-Hiles, all right? Goes by Bookie. He has amazing hair, better hair than me. I'm jealous of his hair. But Bookie, quite honestly, is the best corner of the 2018 class. He's the best defensive back of the 2018 class, all right? He's 5'8", about 160. But he plays the game like I don't like labeling kids like this, but I'm gonna do it. He reminds me of Deion Sanders, like in the best way. He plays with that kind of bravado. He likes to have his side, the no-fly zone. He takes it as a offense when quarterbacks throw to his side because they obviously are disrespecting him. And the way that he breaks up passes and his ball skills and his hands and the way that he wants to go tackle running backs in space. You know, he's not afraid to go hit somebody. How often have we seen that from a corner lately? Especially a guy like Bookie, who fits into the philosophy that we would always have, Mike Stoops or not, because we play against air raids, of a cover corner. All right? He's not a bump and run corner. He could be, but he's a cover 3 corner is what he is. He's a cover 3 corner. All right? You're wasting him if you play cover 2 with him, because the boy can run. He can run. He sticks to routes. He disrupts passes. I mean, he's out there with a chip on his shoulder the whole time. Just the kind of kid we love to have at Oklahoma. Now, the kid is, I mean, he was committed to Nebraska. He was committed to Nebraska. And then his buddy at IMG Academy, who was an OU commit, TJ Pledger, running back, who I'll get to in just a second, brought him on his visit to the Texas Tech game. And then Bookie decommitted from Nebraska. Hello? I'm saying. Now, again, Bookie has opened up his commitment, you know, and Lincoln Riley went out of his way to make a stop there last week to go see Bookie and his family, which is good. You know, Lincoln Riley made the rounds. I'll get to the folks that he went to go see here in a little bit, but I was really, really, really happy that he went out of his way to go see Bookie, because I would love to have a shutdown corner at OU, all right? I want another Derek Strait. I want another Thorpe Award winner at OU. I know that we play in this air raid. I know that people throw the ball all over the field. I know that you're going to get beat. But I want a kid of this caliber to come to Oklahoma because I want a destructive defense. All right? I want a destructive defense. All right? Mike, you're in the chat. Go get this kid. Okay? We need this kid at OU. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. Anyway, among the other players that Lincoln Riley went to go see, on Twitter, you can go check him out. I'll put a link to it in the description after this live stream ends. But he went to go see Micah Parsons, who, you know, is a 5-star recruit, plays defensive end. Calvin Thibodeau made the rounds up there at Harrisburg. Now, after Lincoln Riley went to go see Micah Parsons, he took an unofficial to Penn State. So while OU's in the mix, It looks like Penn State's leading the pack. I mean, it's his home, like, that's their backyard. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is their backyard. So, I mean, I want to hold out hope. Maybe we can steal him, because that would be awesome. But right now, you got Ronnie Perkins and you got Ron Tatum already committed to defensive end. I mean, why would Micah want to go? Unless he just really wants to challenge. And if he wants to challenge, come on down, Micah. We'll have you, fam. Like, I've seen you film. You could play. You could play. You know, you could be the next Oboe. But that's up to him, you know. Like I said, Bookie saw a little bit of Lincoln, which I love. Again, we got to stay in that kid's ear. You just got to stay in that kid's ear. The other kid that Lincoln Riley paid a visit to was Brian Asamoah. All right? If you don't know, Brian Asamoah is a commit linebacker. Now, the thing about Brian Asamoah is, again, he's one of these weak side linebackers. He's one of these guys who can really run in space. He feels well. He's got great ball skills. He's played some running back. He's played some nickel safety, like some nickelback, some safety. So he could be looking at a strong safety, free safety role when he gets to OU. But it looks like he's also just going to play linebacker because we're so thin there. But it's a good get. You know, I like having that kind of kid in our scheme because, you know, at OU, we don't need big bodies so much as we need speed. We need team speed. We need speed all over the field. We got to have guys that can make up ground in Mike Stoops' terrible 3-3-5. That's our only hope right now, is that we get the kind of athletes that are like Caleb Kelly, who can basically make themselves two people while playing in Mike Stoops' scheme, which is trash. I hate his scheme, you know. We lost out on a few commits, and there's some other guys that have opened up their commitment who are going to hold off until February, which is fine. You know, I don't begrudge any of them that. Take your time, take your visits, take all your visits, you know, take some unofficials, take some officials, make sure that you're having a really good time with your recruitment. So what I always used to tell kids, and I hope they really take that to heart. But one of the other guys, I got to tell you about this guy, who Tanner Mordecai, who a lot of you love, who's incoming with this 2018 class quarterback, says can absolutely fly, is Jaquaylin Crawford. Jaquaylin Crawford has speed, fam. Now, OU has never been, I should say he's a wide receiver. OU's never been, you know, bad at recruiting wide receivers with speed, all right? But a guy like Jaquaylin Crawford is special because he comes from a very small town with a population like 5,800, Rockdale, you know. So, he waited, he baited his time, or bided his time, and he plays wide out primarily, but he's seen some time in the Wildcat. He's just got great speed. Now, he's listed as an athlete, which basically means you don't know what he's going to do. When he gets to OU, you just know that you want to have him. You know that you'll find a place for him. You might also remember that a guy like Alex Dalton was recruited at athlete and ended up playing guard. So you just never know with these kinds of kids. But what I like about his film is he's great in space. He's got good ball skills, and he's great in space. I mean, just like TJ Pledger, for that matter. TJ Pledger is another one of those guys that's all-purpose. He's an all-purpose back. Kind of like Rodney Anderson. Kind of like Trey Sermon showed he could be. You know, one of these guys that catches the ball out of the backfield and wants linebackers in space and says, I'm going to destroy you. You know, he's not going to be a between-the-tackles kind of guy like Samaje Perine. But, you know, those are the kind of running backs that we like to have at OU. Because we play the game in space. We want to create lanes, you know, for you to run through. We want to create mismatches everywhere we go. That's what we do. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited about this 2018 class. I'm excited about the prospects that we could end up landing. It's just going to be a good time. Let me see. If you got questions, hit me up. Let me see. Who else was in the chat? Come on. Can we shut down there? We can shut down their... Oh, that's a good question. Can we shut down their run? All right. So, yes is the answer to that question, but it's also gonna have to do with Mike Stoops. Now, look, we know that Mike Stoops has a great time with SEC offenses because he gets to go back to his 4-3 principles. You know, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to watching Mike Stoops actually coach something like a 4-3 and have to put guys in run lanes to stop guys like Sony Michel, Nick Chubb. But that's the other thing. If you stop Georgia's run, you've stopped Georgia. You know, kind of like if they can't They can't come from behind and win. They can't do it. It's a problem for them. So if you go ahead by 17, the game's over. The game's over. But that all depends on Mike running 4 down linemen, Mike. 4. You're in the chat. Listen, 4 all the time. You know, put Obo's hand on the ground. You know, put Kenneth Murray, Caleb Kelly in the middle. Bring Robert Barnes, bring Will Johnson down into the box. Stop the run. You know, because Parnell Motley showed in the TCU game, he's going to eat somebody. He's going to eat up somebody. He's just going to eat up somebody. Trey Norwood, Scrappy Slim in there, you know, he need to eat a Big Mac or something, but he's not afraid. He's not afraid of any of these receivers, and he shouldn't be. A.J. Green ain't out there. They don't have an A.J. Green playing wide receiver out there. You know, this kid he's going to get destroyed. He's going to get eaten alive. You know, I'm not worried about this kid. I'm not worried about their offense. That's why I spend so much time breaking down film about their defense. Because if you beat their defense, you beat Georgia. Yes, Nick Chubb can run the ball, but he can only run the ball if they have the ball. You know? And if Baker Mayfield's got the ball and he's run the clock down to 4 seconds or they're running tempo, I would run fast break against Georgia. I would make them show me they're in shape. I would make them show me they're in shape for the first half. I would make them run. I'd run tempo on the ball. You know, that's just what I would do. Let me see. Who else got in here late? We need to do a roll call check. Let's see. I know Norman got in here late. What's up, Norman? Joe Odenwall, what's good? Chris Duke's in here late. Jackson in here late. Let me see who was in here. I know there's a few folks I missed. Brendan's in here. Gabriel's in here. Bill's in here. Kevin's in here. Let me see. Tommy's in. Q-Ball, what's good? You know, Crankstar, that's what's up. I know there's a few other people that got in here late. Uptown, what's good? Tim! What's good, Tim? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, you might be right, Trapper, but I don't acknowledge it. Screen pass. Yes, okay, so Chad's on to something there. If you're running tunnel screen, which is a staple of every air raid ever, you have an opportunity to win, but check it out. I watched Auburn run tunnel screens against Georgia, and that kid Aaron Davis that I was talking about earlier in the stream, man, he blew him up. They diagnose him and they blow him up. So you're going to have to run fakes if you're running screens. You're going to have to run fakes. You can't rely on just throwing the tunnel screen to Hollywood and saying go to work, because they're going to blow him up. They're just that fast on defense. Now, again, you can run tunnel screens after you gas them. You know, after you run 5 straight tempo plays, yeah, you can run tunnel. But after that, I wouldn't start out running tunnel. I just wouldn't. Let me see. Laura says she loves tempo. Love tempo early. Also love that OU doesn't need to win the time of possession to mollywop you. This is true. This is true. And we've shown that in most first halves of games, right? In the first half of games, you know, if we go up by 30, nobody's coming back to beat that. Let me see. Let's see. RJ, do you think G has any advantage playing on real grass in the Rose Bowl? No. I get you, Billy. I get why you would say that. But no. I don't think grass, turf, carpet, hardwood floor, no. Every advantage is to OU because of the kind of offense that we run. You know, because of the offense that we run. Because we force you to play at our tempo. That is the hallmark. That is the principle of OU's offense. We force you to play at our pace. Because we got the ball, we snap the ball. When we snap the ball, you got to react. When we want to sit on the ball, you get to sit. When we want to change our personnel is the time when you get to change your personnel. You know, like I've always said that football is kind of broken because the advantages are all to the offense. You know, the offense goes on the snap. The offense, you know, has to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage at all time. I mean, the only thing the defense really gets to do is wait for the offense to get its personnel in, and then they get an opportunity to get their personnel in. But that's not really an advantage. That's just trying to match up to what you see. I mean, football's broken in that respect, but that's the game, and we play it best. Any word on Rodney Anderson? No, nothing since the polygraph, which I think is BS. You know, like, the thing that bugged me about the polygraph is that nobody was in the room that has any bearing on Rodney Anderson's situation. No police, nobody from OU, some dude that gave 3,500 polygraph tests to other people. But we don't know what questions were asked. We don't know if they asked Rodney about Whataburger, but it was a PR stunt. That's what it was. It's got no bearing on the situation. You know, it was deflection. And I want facts. I want facts. I want facts. I want facts. Let me see. What else we got in here? Let's see. Spencer Rattler, your thoughts. So, check this out. Early on Twitter today, I started talking about Spencer Rattler and Tanner Mordecai, you know, because somebody asked me who I was more excited about, and I said I'm more excited about Spencer because I've seen Spencer's ball skills. You know, I've seen him with a basketball, seen him with a football. You know, I just like the way the kid plays. That's not a dig on Tanner Mordecai. This is one of those first world problems where they're both studs. Studs for different reasons. Studs all the same, you know? As someone pointed out earlier on Twitter today, all Tanner Mordecai does is win. You know, he's going to be playing, I think in a state semifinal, is it? It's a state semifinal on Saturday at Allen, you know? All he's done is quarterback a really great midway team. So, I'm okay. I'm okay on that. Tanner or Spencer. But guess what? Tanner's coming in right now. So, Tanner's got the edge. Spencer's a 2019 kid. You know, I hear that. I see a lot of people. All right, Tommy, thanks for stopping through, dog. I see a lot of people saying what Flame says, which is Tanner has some Baker in him. And I think y'all are being a little, too, putting a little too high expectations on that kid because nobody's done what Baker's done. I don't expect anybody to do what Baker's done ever. You know, I mean, I just don't. I think Baker's special. And to say that someone is going to be like Baker, I think is putting too much pressure on that kid. Let him be Tanner Mordecai. You know, let him come in, let him redshirt, let him watch Kyler work, let him watch Austin Kendall work, and then we'll see. You know, and then we'll see. I'm not exactly prepared to just say that Tanner Mordecai is going to come in and have some kind of effect. I know a lot of people want to talk about Austin Kendall, but I haven't seen any Austin Kendall. I've seen Kyler Murray. And everything I've seen about Kyler Murray says legit, says next. I mean, Kyler Murray's only thrown the ball 21 times, but he's completed 85% of his passes, including an 87-yard, you know, reception of Marquise Brown. To say nothing of what we all look at first about Kyler Murray, which is his legs. You know? He took the first play from scrimmage, 66 yards against West Virginia. You know? Let me see. Brian, what you got? The QB recruits know up front they have to win the job. They see what the process is. Oh, you only promise made to Rattler was no other 2019 recruits. There it is. There it is. Succinctly as I could put it. You know? Once you get here, it ain't high school. Tanner knows that. Austin Kendall knew that. Kyler Murray knew that. Once you get here, you get the same opportunities as everybody else. I mean, even Baker Mayfield had to earn it. People forget that, right? Because it was him and Trevor Knight. It was him and Trevor Knight for the job. And Baker had to beat Trevor Knight out for the job. You know, it wasn't handed to Baker. And I expect those kids to have to compete. I mean, I don't really think that Lincoln's just going to hand the reins of his offense over to, you know, a kid that we all like. I think he's going to hand the reins of his offense over to the kid who earns it. You know? And to say nothing of guys that came in that we thought were going to be great. You know, like we all thought, remember 2013 when it was Blake Bell, Trevor Knight, Kendall Thompson, and everybody thought it was a two-horse race between Kendall Thompson and Blake Bell, and then here comes Trevor Knight out of nowhere, you know, lost the job, then won the job back, and then won a Sugar Bowl. So, I mean, it never goes how anybody expects it to go. And I like having these discussions, but, you know, it's a wash. Because once they get here, everything changes. Everything changes. Let me see. I missed somebody's good comment in here. I need to find it. Somebody asked about Josh Proctor. He's sewn up. He's going to Ohio State. You know, he's gone. I wanted him to stay. We all wanted him to stay. We all want all Oklahoma kids to stay. He wants to go to Ohio State. He's going to Ohio State. I wish him well. I like high school kids from Oklahoma getting to play. Romar or Bell. Always Blake Bell. Let me see. Who else we got in here? Will we flood the bench with QBs and end up in an exodus to Texas A&M? No, because at OU what usually happens is kids find out real quick whether or not they have what it takes to win the job. And if they don't, they transfer out. Or they go play baseball. See Cody Thomas. You know? I mean, everybody forgets that Archie Bradley was all set to come play quarterback at OU. Then he went to go play baseball. You know, ends up being a Major League Baseball, Major League level pitcher. Still couldn't start at OU. You know, I know people are talking about O'Neal, who is still on the fence. He decommitted from Texas A&M after Kevin Sumlin got fired. He's safety. I think Leon O'Neal, if I'm quoting that correctly. Anyway, kid can play. Kid can play. But we're also gonna need safety help. We're going to need safety help. Speaking of OU QBs who transfer, Justin Hansen is killing it at Arkansas State. Yeah, but Justin Hansen need to go play JUCO first. You know? That's a thing that people forget. Yes, he's great. Mike Stoops! That's what's up! Mike Stoops gave me $2. He must be wanting to pay for my scheme videos. Every OU fan's biggest argument. OU, we killed Auburn last year, so that means we're going to kill UGA. No, UGA was 9-4 last year. Are we 9-4 this year? No. So, I get that argument, but, I mean, it's not the same team. It was never the same team. It's a different quarterback. I mean, Jarrett Stidham makes Auburn a better football team. And I think it's interesting that SEC fans want to overlook that a Big 12 rejected quarterback nearly won an SEC championship and beat the SEC champion. And they want to talk about the Big 12 is soft and we don't play defense. Look, man, it's difficult to play defense, you know, but I'm not giving Mike Stoops a pass because it's difficult to play defense. You want the job, earn the money. I'd earn it. I'm already over here scheming 4-2-5s for Mike Stoops. He don't want to run them. That's on him. You know, TCU demonstrated that if you run a 4-2-5, you can win some football games in the Big 12 against these air raids. So, you know, I'm all right. I'm all right on that. Let me see what else we got in here. Jarrett Stidham ran Midway Scout Team last year. I like that one. Wait, RHP said that. That was nice. I like that. That's what's up. I'm going to say that again. RHP says Jarrett Stidham ran Midway Scout Team last year. That's savage. Like, doggone. Put that on a t-shirt. That made my day. Let me see. Well, any questions? We got more questions. Jerry says, shout out to Harley. By the way, if you got kids that are listening, you guys know that I love to shout out to your kids, put them on blast. So feel free to drop their names in there. Let me see. Lloyd says Clemson or Alabama. Clemson. They got a defense. They can also get rid of the ball. Alabama's just not that good. They're just not that good. I could go into detail, but I'm more focused on the Rose Bowl right now, Lloyd. Only reason I bring up Auburn is the fact that the fans overrated their teams every year. Then they play us and get a rude awakening. That happens every year. I mean, let me see. Kirk says, oh, Stellan! Your dad put you on blast. Let me see. What else we got? Alabama's overrated. Oh, Robert Lane! That's what's up, fam! I appreciate that, man. Like, man, y'all know I do these streams because I enjoy it. And I enjoy y'all. And I just, when y'all give me money, it just... Y'all, man, y'all what's up? Y'all what's up? Like, I was down at the Plasma Donation Center this evening, and here y'all are. That's what's up, man. Let me see. Jared is at. Let me see. What else we got in here? Let me see. Wait till Georgia. Shout out to my son. Oh, Baylor. That's what's up. Dad put you on blast. I like it, Trapper. Let's see. Thoughts on Creed, Humphrey. I don't see what's not to like, you know. I mean, that's really all I got to say about him. I don't see what's not to like. The film on him, though, you can take it or leave it if you want to with what we run. What? John? What? Oh, John says sup. Mom says plasma, I'm a witness. Gave up 40 to Baylor, enough said. Look, man. Oh, Billy in the Redwoods. That's what's up. That's what's up. Oh, wait, hold on, Billy. Give me a second. Can you give a shout out to my grandson, Brayden? grandparent put you on blast. Nah, Billy, I appreciate that, fam. Like, that makes me feel good. Like, again, I'm here because I love being a part of the community, and I love doing this. This is fun. This is fun. I do this rather than work on my PhD coursework a lot of the time, editing video when I should be writing essays. How many did Baylor give up? Yeah, more than 41. You know, okay. All right, let me address this real quick. People want to say that OU is not good because they lost to Iowa State and because we gave up 40 to Baylor. Look here. Baylor would drop 40 on Florida, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Missouri, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Kentucky. The only teams that Baylor wouldn't drop 40 on in the SEC are Auburn, Alabama, and Georgia. That's it. Baylor would finish 4th in that conference. All right? Send Georgia to the Big 12. It catches 5 losses. All right? So I don't care anymore about Baylor and the 40 plus. All right? That's what this SEC just look, y'all got Bama. Okay, y'all got a few national championships. Big deal. In the Big 12, if you can't score, you can't win. We don't have 7-3 games in the Big 12. Get out of here, man. You score 20 points in a game? We score 20 points in a quarter. Come on, man. Look, miss me with that, all right? I don't care anymore about OU giving up 40 to Baylor when it's coming from an SEC fan. All right? When I eviscerate Mike Stoops, it's because he's running a bad scheme. Y'all want to tell me that Baylor's just that good or OU's just that bad. Man, go check the stats. Go check the scheme, all right? Look, I'm going to say it again, all right? TCU would win the SEC championship, all right? Win it going away, fam, all right? Don't miss me with that. Texas would love to be in the SEC right now. They'd be playing for an SEC championship, okay? Sit down. Sit down. Sit down, all right? Get out of here, Georgia fans. I'm tired of this. Look, let me get back to this Georgia scheme. Look here, man. They read number 1 to number 2, and if number 2, number 1 would be the receiver who's closest to the sideline. Number 2 would be those inside receivers. And if those 2 receivers cross, what they want to do is trade off and hand off. Okay, that works in the SEC where you don't run air raid and you don't run things like Y-stick, Y-mesh, or 92 mesh. You know, you don't run H-wheel. You don't run crossing routes. You don't run wheel routes. You don't run running backs out of the backfield. Okay, you don't have a tight end who's a Mackey Award winner. You don't have an All-American at left tackle. We got 3 All-Americans. Y'all got Roquan Smith. Is Roquan Smith one man? Yes. All right? Get out of here. Get out of here. I can't wait to destroy. Look, it should say a lot that I have diagnosed Georgia's defense. And I'm telling you how OU is going to beat it. That should disturb Georgia fans. Because that means there's no disguise to your defense. That means you line up and say, our cats are better than your cats, which is the height of hubris. Okay? Hubris, Georgia fans, since y'all got a hard time spelling, is pride. You're prideful. You're so prideful that you think that you can line up across from an OU offensive wide receiver tight end and shut him down. I'm sorry, fam, but it doesn't happen. Look, you act like Ohio State doesn't play a similar kind of defense. They do. Their defense is quite honestly better than your defense. Okay? Nick Bosa was giving us a hard Bosa, whatever his name is. That defensive end was giving us a harder time than Roquan Smith will give us. Okay? And all I saw was not just Orlando Brown and Bobby Evans, but Drew Samia and Ben Powers and Eric Wren rolling up Ohio State's offensive line or defensive line. All right? Get out of here with that. So if you think that you're gonna set up with a 4-3 or a nickel and stop an OU offense that drops 45 a game and averages nearly 600 yards a game, you got another thing coming, fam. You got another thing coming. All right? I can't. And not just that, you're probably not going to have your middle linebacker. I've discussed this earlier. Natrez Patrick is the quarterback of your defense. You're not going to have him unless Kirby Smart wants to say, you know, there's no such thing as 3 strikes. There's only 4 strikes, in which case ESPN better crucify him. All right? Y'all went after Baker and Lincoln Riley over him grabbing his crotch. All right? This man has been arrested 3 times for similar offenses. And you're not going to go to work on him? Man, I bet not see Natrez Patrick playing in the Rose Bowl. Because I'm going to lose it. All right? I'm writing letters. I'm lighting up everybody. Because then Georgia has no morals. They have no morality to fall back on. 0. None. Okay? You got guys facing hard charges. Hard charges. Felonies in some cases. And you're going to try to act like maybe you're going to suspend them for December. You're going to suspend them for the spring and the summer. Get out of here. Get out of here. You know? I just, man, I can't with that. All right? So the fact that Kirby Smart hasn't just come out right away and said Natrez Patrick has been dismissed from the team speaks volumes. Okay? The fact that he hasn't said that any of these cats are dismissed from the team speaks volumes. All right? So even if, man, we about to eat. We about to eat. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're going to walk in with a Heisman Trophy winner, 3 All-Americans, right? Defensive Player of the Year in our conference, 2nd team All-American in the nation. And nobody at Georgia's heard of Caleb Kelly. Nobody at Georgia's heard of Kenneth Murray. Nobody at Georgia's heard of Parnell Motley, heard of Stephen Parker. Will Johnson is coming on late. He's finally becoming the guy in safety we all thought he would be. To say nothing of this deep defensive line. DJ Ward, Kenneth Mann, Neville Gallimore, Devontae Lampkin. Georgia, you're going to lose. You're going to lose by 4. Not 4. You're going to lose by 3 touchdowns. You're going to lose by 21 points. It's not going to be close. Who honestly thinks Jeff Front is going to pick Bakefield? I mean, I just, you know, I can't with this. I can't with this. Uh-oh. What we got? Let me see. Somebody said, Burn, what you saying 4 for? For what? Let me see. We're going to shut that Pee-wee football offense down. That's right, fam. Like, at this point, I kind of think that Georgia would be better off putting Sony Michel or Nick Chubb at quarterback and running the wishbone. Because you said 3 TDs, I say 4. Oh, okay. See, the rest of they think 4 TDs. They think you're going to get dropped by 28 points. You know, like, let me see. RJ, we need to check on getting Baker on Jimmy Fallon. He needs to meet JT there. So, I would love to. I would love to, but I think there's, like, NCAA rules against that. I'm not sure how that works, Sydney. I'm not sure how that works, because I would love to see these kids get more pub than they do. And I would love to be able to see them, you know, have all these opportunities that the coaches have. Let me see. We're getting score predictions. Drop your score prediction. Let me see. Cole George says OU 56, Georgia 31. Let's see. Uptown says 44-25 Oklahoma. Austin says 45-7. My goodness. If OU puts 4 men on the line. Yeah, okay. Mike Stoops' defense. JT says 49-27. Nick says 44-17. Charles says 42-24. These are all for OU, by the way. Let's see. Burns says 56-21. Sydney says 49-21. All right. Kyle says 45-21. KT says, hold on, I missed it. KT says, KT thinks Georgia's going to, no, he doesn't. 38-24. I was like, wait a second. I read wrong. He says 38-24 OU. Flame says 42-14 OU. Nancy says 42-17 OU. Tim says 38-14 OU. Let's see. Who else I got in here? N4P says 77-0. Let me see. Robert Lane says 42-21 OU. Braden says 49-13. Gabriel says 45-20. Jeremy says 42-24. Demon says 42-24. 42-24 is popular. Lloyd says 38-17. Richard says 36-16. We stopped their run game, their history. True. Explorer says 420-69. Okay, fam. Jackson says 37-24. John says 38-24. Doc says OU too much. Georgia sad faces. Trapper says 45-17. 45-17, Trapper. Brent says 50-20. Clay says 45-21. Mike says 63-7. Mike, you're not holding anybody to 7 points, fam. I wish you would, but you're not. Let's see. What else we got? Silas says 49-17. Norman says 38-17. Joe says 45-24. Let me see. Kevin says 110-0. Y'all offsides. Don says 45-17. Jerry says 38-14. Let's see. Rich said 36-16. Let me see. Shannon Brown says 31-10. Bryce says 38-31. Yeah, all right. Let me see. Did I miss somebody? Blinken says UGA 0. Bob Stoops in the house. 46-0. JSO Carpenter said that dog's limping. CD says 45-20. Billy in the Redwoods says 55-33. Yes, OU is the home team. OU is the higher seed. And this dude Greens in here coming in saying 24-17 UGA. I mean, Greens must want to fight people. Larry 63-24. Macon Greens came in here just with his fight me look on, apparently. You have to realize they are playing for McKenzie. Brent on something there, you know? Like, that was the part. So, you might have saw a video earlier where I went to work on a Waco Tribune sports editor, columnist, Bryce Cherry, who wrote about why he decided to not cast a vote for Baker Mayfield. And he called it his character. His integrity was the word he wanted to highlight, his integrity. He said that Baker Mayfield lacked integrity. And in his litany of excuses, where also he admitted to put in a Heisman vote for Johnny Manziel, right? He says that all these litany of actions, the crotch grab, the flag planting, he didn't say a doggone thing about Mackenzie Asher, all right? Little girl I have said for a very long time, stronger than anybody watching this stream, stronger than me, stronger than Bryce, stronger than Baker, okay? I don't know how you can call into account Baker Mayfield's character without realizing not just the gift he was able to give that little girl, but the gift she gave him, all right? Baker Mayfield carries that for the rest of his life. He has to. He has to. That is his burden. He has to. He has to know that as he walks around, no matter if he plays football again or gets drafted first round, gets drafted sixth round, sells insurance, that he has to walk around knowing that he is carrying that woman's spirit with him, that little girl's spirit with him everywhere he goes. And for a guy to write a column publicly talking about Baker Mayfield's integrity, I can't with that, you know? Many of you said it. God bless Mackenzie's family. You know that I was very upset. I was pissed. I was pissed. Matter of fact, I got into it with a dude at the Plasma Donation Center talking about Baker Mayfield, and he said he asked this little kid, who's your role model, Baker Mayfield or your dad? And the kid said, I don't know, right? And he wanted to eviscerate the kid because he's talking about, but your dad. That's always going to be your role model. Look, if you're calling Baker Mayfield your role model, right, you must see some part of your dad in Baker Mayfield. Hello. So this idea of integrity, and you want to vilify a kid for having a good time. I can't with that. I can't with that. You know, and not just that. He said repeatedly, that's not who I am. I went too far. You know, I made mistakes. I'm 22. He is. How many folks made really terrible decisions when they were 22? How about the Georgia football players who were arrested? I mean, come on, man. Don't tell me about that. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm feeling like Sydney right now, preaching to folks. Let me see. All right, we're coming up on this hour in because I don't want to keep y'all longer than an hour. I mean, that's just cruel. So roll call right quick. So if you're in here, say what's up, and I will deuces you out. Let me see who we got. Who's in here? Robert, what's up? Braden, what's up? Don, what's good? KT, what's good? Macon Greens, what's good? Trapper, what's good? JT, what's good? Kyle, what's up? Bill, what's good? Derek, I like it. Let me see. Dylan, what's good? Austin, what's up? Brent, what's up? Micah, what's up? Jab, what's up? Robert in here with the deuces. I like it. Mama Savage, what's up, mama? Let me see. Who else? Richard, what's up? Q-Ball, what's up? Braden, I see you. Lloyd, stay with me on Facebook, dog. Steven, what's good? Bryce, what's good? Chad, what's up? Cole, Sooner. Bob, what's good? Bob Stoops in the house. Joe, what's up? Ryan W, what's good? Jerry Letterman, what's good? Silas, what's good? Sydney, can you shout out my daughter? Sheridan, your mama put you on blast. John, what's up? Blinken, what's good? Doc, what's good? Kevin, what's up? Let me see. Bright Red Elephant, I like it. Wyatt, what's up? Nick, what's up? Nancy, stay up on Twitter. Norman, what's up? Stay up on Twitter. Flame, what's good? Cade, what's up? David, what's good? Andrew, been riding since jump. JSL Carpentry, what's good, fam? Billy in the Red Room. Redwood, excuse me, that's what's up. Lloyd, what's good? Richard, what's good? Burn with the quads, I like it. Steven, what's good? All right, Macon, I see you on the other side. Laura, that's what's up. I'm putting that course together for you. CD was good. Deuces. All right, that's it for me. If you like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Deuces.